Hey guys, what's up? Coach Smith, and today we're going to discuss the truth about sport-specific training. Now, is there really such a thing as sport-specific training? And what actually compromises the true sport-specific program? Now, it depends really on which expert you ask. If your program claims to be sport-specific, then it must develop the athlete to meet the energy system demands of the sport. This must be done by utilizing drills to enhance position skill level and include a conditioning program that simulates game movement. Primarily, your program should be designed to improve athleticism while focusing on mobility, mechanics, acceleration, and deceleration development. Many times, however, people misunderstand the physical demands and the technical aspects of all the positions. Now, yes, there is a progression that you must follow before implementing any type of position-specific drill. Athletes must first learn how to use proper mechanics while sprinting. They must also be able to teach their bodies how to decelerate correctly before any type of position-specific drills are put into practice. The goal of any program should be to improve overall athletic performance and increase strength levels. It is imperative that your athletes first learn how to run 10 yards and decelerate before a ball is ever even thought about being thrown into the mix. There must be a process again followed before attempting to execute position-specific drills. Sport-specific training should mean that your drills, your speed training progressions, and conditioning should mimic movement patterns of the athlete's position. In order for you to design effective programs, you must understand position techniques and energy system demands. Simply telling your athletes to run through a bunch of hurdles and cut and run on a pattern will not allow them to improve as a wide receiver. For that matter, teaching them to only decelerate and catch a ball will not allow them to become a better linebacker or defensive back. There are fundamental position techniques that must be taught and reinforced to improve position play. The point that the internet experts are missing is that there are certain coaching cues that must be taught during a real sport-specific training program. Learning how to implement these drills effectively during your preseason conditioning and in-season practices are the key to developing a sound program. It is imperative that you as the coach create drills that will allow your athletes to not only improve overall athleticism, but also to enhance position play. Drills must be designed to place athletes in the best possible position for them to improve game performance. Another component, which is often overlooked, is the conditioning aspect of sport-specific training. An actual play involves a wide variety of physical and emotional traits. Guys who say that football is just a 5 to 10 yard burst that lasts for a few seconds don't really have a true understanding of the dynamics of playing the game. A single play will involve physical contact, fighting, punching, pulling, grabbing, ripping, pushing, and an array of emotional ups and downs. The goal of your conditioning program isn't to have your athletes in game shape by the first practice, but to have the ability to compete at a high level physically and emotionally throughout the entire first practice. Conditioning must be strategically planned and carefully implemented into your sport-specific training plan. Now, a sound conditioning program will allow your athletes to endure the rigors of accelerating, stopping, cutting, and decelerating throughout the course of a game. However you decide to design your conditioning program, make sure that change of direction movements are also included. Old school shuttle runs are a great example of how athletes can be forced to accelerate, decelerate, and change direction, mimicking the demands of the game. Getting into football shape is more about having the courage to challenge yourself to get into the fight. Allow your conditioning program to add a competitive component to training and create a mental toughness for your athletes. Running mileage or long tempo progressions like 400s will have very little carryover onto the field. Your conditioning should be interrelated to movements that would be performed in game situations. If someone wants to be a great football player, then they have to actually get on the field and play the game. But in order for your sport-specific training program to have success, field position drills and a sound conditioning program must be employed. The problem is that we have often forgot about the real intentions of the meaning sports specific and how to implement it into your training programs. Take the time to reach out and ask real coaches about the practical aspects of all positions. There are hundreds of technical components that go into running a route correctly or covering an offensive player. Your knowledge of the position technique will allow you to create a superior sports-specific training program. Coaching point. Remember that everything always must follow a progression, and performing position-specific drills throughout the entire year can cause overtraining and lead to injuries. Position-specific drills should only be performed during spring practice and preseason training. This is Coach Smith, PO1 Sports, and look forward to talking with you soon.